Hello, and welcome to Policymakers, a podcast wherein I, Senan Waldron, and my good friend Sean Sheridan will put forward policies one at a time in the hope of alleviating some of today's biggest political problems. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Policymakers, what we like to think happens in the Dáil Bar. As always, I'm your host Sean Sheridan. With me is my good friend Senan Waldron.
Hello, how do you do, people of the internet?
People of the internet, how are you?
Yeah.
As you probably know, we solve problems here at Policymakers.
Yeah.
But before we do that, let's talk a bit of nonsense for a while. Senan, how the devil are you?
I'm okay, Sean. I just got down here to the outside offices of Policymaker Studios, where you currently find your home.
Yeah.
And I got clamped.
Yeah.
I got clamped by parking on the street for 10 minutes. Down to the ATM back, and I got clamped.
Yeah.
It was... it's the worst.
Yeah, I remember,
it's the worst thing in the world.
I remember you getting to Policy Manor and just saying, can we do a new one about clampers where we just where I just advocate genocide? And I was like, dude, we've done that in the past.
Before.
We have a moratorium.
Can't go over the same lines.
We have a moratorium on advocating genocide.
Yeah.
We can't be doing it. And
but I mean, clampers. Is it genocide when they're not real people? That's the great question, huh?
I think we'll have to get like Ray Kurzweil or Philip K. Dick in to answer that question.
We might have to write a series of sci-fi novels to really get to the depths. I think we will, the consciousness of clampers.
Do clampers dream of electronic cunts?
So that was both the highlight and the low light. I managed to get it off. I mean, I managed to pay to get it off.
No, he got the clamper off.
Yeah, exactly. It was same as up 40 quid.
Yeah, you managed to talk him down quite a bit. Actually.
I did. Yeah, I got him down from 100 down to 40 euros.
Yeah.
Just by pure virtue of three things.
Yeah.
Number one, I'm extremely charming.
Debatable. Go on.
Number two, these Siberian blue eyes.
Yeah. You took off your glasses and gave him the full force.
Once you look into these things, it's like looking into a sunset.
Yeah, I
made of gold.
I can't take my eyes off them, actually.
Yeah, they're pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
Step out of it.
Shit. Sorry.
Yeah, magic eyes. They're pretty amazing. And number three, it was Sunday at 5 to 6, and he really wanted to get home. So he couldn't be arsed dealing with a man like me on the side of the street.
I think reason 3 was the overriding one,
so?
To be honest. Because
the baby blues?
No offense, man, but I think reason 3 may be the overriding one, because that happens to you a lot in your day-to-day interactions with people.
That people just want to leave?
Yeah, that they just...
I haven't paid tax in years.
That they just want to go home and they don't want to have to deal with you.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky.
And you haven't paid tax since like you were 18, and they realized that they
brought me to court, and I was maybe 20-30 hours in the court, and they just went, nah, it's not worth it.
I can't be let them off. After a while the judge just went, not guilty by virtue of being intolerable.
Yeah.
And
innocent by annoyance. Yeah. That was my week. That was the great day I had.
If there are any would-be criminals out there, which I realize is about 90% of our listenership, that's how you get off right there.
Yeah.
If you want to get off,
patience and annoyance.
Yeah, patience and annoyance, exactly.
And of course, these handsome baby blues.
Of course,
these are a big help.
Yeah,
a big help. Shining diamonds.
Yeah, not too bad.
They're surrounded by far too much face.
Yeah,
far too much face.
Yeah, you've got a massive face.
There's a lot going on in the face.
And it's all over the place, really.
It's kind of like somebody got like 2 bits of blue tack.
Yeah.
And then put 2 diamonds in them and stuck them to a whiteboard.
Yeah.
And cut the corners off.
But the problem with the diamonds is one's about like an inch and a half higher.
One's a bit off than the other one. Now the diamonds are obviously beautiful.
Don't get me wrong.
14 carats, gorgeous looking diamonds.
Yeah.
But they don't look right on a big mad whiteboard face.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
They're at such an angle that you kind of remind me of, the bald dude from the Goonies a little bit.
Oh, like, hey, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet he never got clamped.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah, think about it. Think about it. If we do at Policymakers is that I hope that people at home think.
Yeah,
Just sit down and,
we want to inspire deep thought.
deep thought.
Yeah,
Like, did Slough from the Goonies ever have to deal with clampers and clamping fines?
exactly. And are clampers actually people? I don't know.
I don't know the answer.
Yeah,
I don't know the answer, but I'm hoping that the people at home
yeah.
will think about it and develop an answer. Put it up on our Facebook page if you feel that you've come to it.
We'll share it out on
conclusion.
social media, and we want to know in the comments what your answers
Yeah.
are to these questions.
Yeah, go find us in the comments. Tell us what you think.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's going to be an angry comment thread.
It really is.
Coming through there, yeah.
Someone's going to have a go at the Jews. By virtue of by the nature of the internet, someone is going to have a go at the Jews.
Slough from the Goonies was an Hasidic Jew.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. He wore a little hat.
All right.
Little yarmulke. Isn't that what they call it? The little
Yeah,
hat?
I
You just couldn't see it because there's so much forehead. It had lower angles.
I wasn't aware the sloth was a Jew.
Yeah,
that's a.
How back are you guys? It's a powerful performance. I mean, it's one of Dustin Hoffman's best performances. I mean, let's face it.
Oh God, that'd be such a different film.
Directed by Steven Greenberg.
Don't you mean Spielberg, or do they all sound alike to you?
It's all the same, yeah. Yeah, that's what I said, Steven Nijewitz.
Yeah. Solomon Bronkowitz presents Manuus.
Yeah, so welcome along to Policymakers. Yeah. We're back into our flow here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we're back into our flow of nice warm-hearted banter. Policies to improve the lives of millions, and mild to moderate anti-Semitism.
Yeah.
It's how we roll here.
It's how we roll. It's just what we do here in Policymaker Towers. We also don't do parking between the hours of 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. Apparently, yeah. So, we get into the policies. I think that's enough.
I think so. Yeah.
For a while.
Plus, I haven't done anything of interest this week, so
no, it's been a slow week for you.
It's been a slow week.
Well, that's all right. That's no harm.
So, anyways, we'll get into the policy, shall we?
The policies this week are, as we've all seen all over the news.
Yeah.
Birds have become a serious problem in Ireland.
Yeah.
As much as we've started to notice them more.
Yeah.
And we decided that why not get to the rub of the problem, get to the real source of the problem.
Yeah.
So this week we're trying to solve the problem of bird poop.
Yeah.
Specifically, bird poop upon people.
Yes.
Human people.
Yeah. Human people with human lives that don't need to be interrupted by birds pooping.
No.
On them. Yeah.
Or possibly in their mouth or on their eyes.
Yeah. So the early policymakers back in the 16th, 17th century, they tried to spin it into a good thing, saying that it was good luck. That one really never took off.
No.
So we need proper answers to this question.
Definitive answers.
Definitive answers to this question.
Yeah. Will I go first?
Please do.
All right, I'll take up the mantle. Mm-hmm. This week I have a great title for this one.
Okay.
I don't like this one. This is
All
a
right.
great one. Okay. This week the title of my policy is I am the Eggman. I am the seagull. Poop poop doop 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 doop. Yeah, solid, right?
Yeah, that went from like 60s music to 50s music.
It really jumped off there. It really went off the edge for a while.
It really did.
I am the Eggman. I am the seagull. Poop poop doop 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 doop. For 10,000 years, people have been on this isle, and only for the last 6 months, the bird pooping problem has really become a serious hassle.
Yeah.
A serious hassle. Sure, famine, disease, oppression, financial meltdown, and mass killings, they only distracted us from the real problems that Ireland is facing.
Yeah.
It's those goddamn flying assholes migrating over here in their thousands from Southern Europe and Northern Africa.
Yeah.
Every goddamn summer.
Quite literally flying assholes.
Literally flying assholes.
Mm.
Oh no, they whine. Oh no. Somebody's come home and somebody's built a house on my tree. Oh no, I'm going to have to live in the building. Oh no. Screw them. Alright, I didn't pay good money for somebody else to build that building on their homes to have them stay in there like freeloaders.
Yeah.
They pay rent like everybody else.
Absolutely.
Apart from me, because I obviously live in my home I inherited from my father. Pay rent. No.
Come on now.
No.
Come on.
No, you pay me rent. That's how that works.
Whoa, when did I start paying you rent?
Oh, well, Policymakers Manor. It's owned by Sencorp Industries.
Oh, right. I was wondering why I hadn't paid rent.
Yeah, that's you pay your rent to Senan and Leibowitz.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, you pay me rent. Of course, I'm just being flippant, Sean, as I often am. Birds are a very important part of our economy. They wake our workers in the morning, they clean our streets at night, and they feed our children. Yeah, they feed our children.
Oh, right.
Never had a chicken before?
Oh, right. I get you now. I
Yeah,
understand.
of course.
Yeah.
You'd have had that eaten there young.
Yeah.
And they're vital for our economy. They're providing a vital public service. They're kind of like the Mexicans of the sky. Yes, but this service comes at an awful price, and that price being shitty shit falling straight out of the goddamn sky.
I know.
Every day somebody gets pooped on by random bird poop just falling straight out of the sky. Now, we at the Blue Party have been spitballing and working on ideas to solve this problem for quite some time.
Yeah.
We've had a number of ideas. Our first idea was to use high-powered flak rounds fired from an AA cannon, fired at the sky to disperse the poop before it lands upon the person.
Okay.
Which worked. To be fair, it did stop the poop.
Yeah.
But it would also often miss. And when it missed, it would usually damage the bird or any passing buildings quite severely. Quite severely. So that was abandoned.
Yeah.
The next one was to try a very large sheet that would be suspended over towns and large metropolitan areas.
Yeah.
Therefore stopping the poop landing on the...
started on Main Street in Tullamore, if memory serves.
That's right, yeah. We went into big way in this in Newport and up in Mayo, and we covered the whole town in a sheet and the hope that birds stop poop on the sheet rather than poop on the people. Which also worked, but the upshot was it's caught the wind quite badly.
Yeah. And
there was a light breeze. And to cut a long story short, Newport is now in a neighbour's garden and they don't want to give it back.
Yeah.
So we abandoned that policy. But finally...
And the people of Newport, we abandoned them.
Look, they're in the neighbour's garden. The neighbour has a right to keep stuff that's on his lawn.
Yeah.
He is kind of a jerk.
Yeah, he's
and
kind
Mr.
of
Johnson
an
is just kind of a...
Yeah, he's a dick.
So
he's a geography teacher. What do you expect?
No, I know, right?
But anyways, go on.
So after a trial and error, we managed to find a solution that I think will work. The idea was simple. Do not fear the poop. Use the poop. Make the poop a poop ally.
Okay.
And how do we do this? Simple. We make sure the poop is self-cleaning.
All right.
So when it lands on a person, rather than making their nice lapel poop-coloured, we'll actually clean the lapel.
Okay.
And we did this by simply adding Daz. Daz washing powder. That's all we had to do.
To the poop.
To the bird.
Okay.
As part of their meal. Now, how do we make sure that the birds eat the Daz? Well, it's simple. We just put the Daz in their water supply.
In the bird's water supply?
Wherever the birds drink water, we put in loads and loads of Daz.
Okay.
I believe the ratio was 1 cup for every litre.
Right. Okay. So these would be like pet birds that just sort of, like say carrier pigeons?
No, like wild birds. So like everywhere you would see any kind of bird drinking the water, we would add Daz. 1 cup for every litre.
Okay. So where are there just like major points around the country where they drink their water? Or
No. It would be well, for example, in Galway City, it would be the River Corrib, the Lake Corrib, the drinking water, the reservoir, parts of the ocean, certainly any part of the ocean in the Irish box.
Puddles,
bird baths.
Yeah,
obviously. Bird baths, bottled water, spilt water pints. Anywhere you'd find any kind of drinkable liquid, put in some Daz.
Okay. So how much Daz would you need for this?
1 cupful for every litre.
Yeah, but that's a lot of litres of water, I think.
Yeah, that would be about... Yeah, a shitload of water. Yeah.
I mean, we're talking like thousands of tons of Daz.
Yeah. Probably millions.
Probably millions of tons of Daz.
Yeah.
And
I believe you me, getting it in that water is not going to be easy. There is a lot of water in Ireland. I think it's raining right now. There's a lot of water in Ireland.
So,
but hey, a lot of birds in Ireland too.
There's a lot of birds in Ireland.
Yeah.
I understand where you're going with this, and there's a few problems I see with this.
No, maybe this next point might clear it up for you.
Okay.
So we put Daz in all the water. Birds drink the water. The digestive tract acts as a mixer or a washing machine.
Right.
And then bang, they poop. Poop's whiter than white.
Okay.
Whiter than white poop, Sean.
Okay.
Warning: don't get poop in your eyes.
Understandably.
Warning, if you do get poop in your eyes, wash it out immediately.
Yeah,
And another warning: don't get water in your eyes.
Yeah. See, first off, what is...
Well, that's I mean, just a couple of simple warnings. I mean, enjoy your whiter than white poop shirts. Every poop, like I said, will be brighter than white.
All right.
Shining white, bright white.
All right.
But do avoid contact with sting, and definitely do not ingest.
Okay.
It's the future. The future is white.
Yeah.
The future is brighter than white.
Okay. A few issues I have with this. First off, I'm going to have to ask. At what sort of rate do people get pooped on in an average day in Ireland?
Well, bird poop?
Yeah. No. Look, if we were to count all the people getting all the poop on them, that would be...
we'd be all day.
We would be all day.
We're not miracle workers here, all right? We make policies.
You know, there's farmers and there's accountants who have weird weekends. We all know this.
Look, we've all gone on a trip to Bulgaria in the off-season, all right? We all know what goes on, right?
Yeah.
But bird poop, I would say it happens easily once or twice a day in the nation of Ireland.
Okay. In a nation of like 4 million people.
About 4 million people.
Okay, right.
Well, that would include the north, so about 5 or 6.
All right. Okay. Oh, this is a cross-border
it's a
policy.
cross-border policy, of course.
Right.
Yeah. Bringing the communities
together.
Yeah.
Synergy.
But
okay. Where to begin? Okay. We're gonna have to start with the cost.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, because Daz, as you're aware, is not particularly cheap. You know, like
you got to have the best.
A big box of that costs about a tenner.
About a tenner, yeah.
You know,
big
now,
enough box.
that lasts quite a while for washing clothes.
Yeah, of course.
But if you're just using like a cupful in every litre of water in Ireland, one of those would run out very fast.
Well, Sean, I see what you're saying, and I simply refuse to go with an off-brand washing product.
Like not even like Little Brand or anything.
Not
like
even
that?
Little Brand. It has to be Daz, whiter than white.
Okay. Okay.
It's worth doing. It's worth doing properly.
Okay. Yes, and Daz makes some quality products. Hashtag Daz. But okay, so how much money are we talking here in terms of we would have to give to Lever Brothers to get enough Daz to make this work?
Well, as you said, let's see. You said 1 cup per litre.
Yeah.
Daz is about, I think you get like about 40 or 50 cups for your tenner, right? Let's say 50 cups.
Yeah, about that.
So that would be 4, 6, let's carry the 1.2 shitloads.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
that's a metric shit.
We're talking in the billions with a B.
Billions with a B. Yeah.
Okay. Secondly, Daz is quite caustic.
Yeah.
Right. And
well, we have the warning already out there to avoid contact with
yes,
eyes and skin.
absolutely. But Daz is very caustic, and I think what you're leaving out. I mean, this in a closed system, this is a fantastic policy.
Right.
What you're forgetting is that a lot of that putting Daz in the water supply in every bit of water in Ireland would negatively affect a lot of creatures that need water to live in, wash themselves in,
you
drink.
Mean like say the swallows because they come from Southern Africa, or they're from swans, for example. But I would say
swallows.
It's more for any creature within Ireland, any bird species within Ireland.
But like
indigenous species.
but not just that, but like swallows, swans, cattle, deer, human beings.
anything that shits on another thing.
Plants. You know,
Yeah. Plants don't shit many things. But
true.
plants do release pollen,
Yeah,
and pollen is jizz.
but
It's like plant jizz, and that's kind of like poop.
it's not really though. It's
Well, I'll put it to you: if you were walking down the street
not okay.
and somebody threw a cup full of poop at you,
Right.
and then somebody threw a cup
What do you
full
mean
of semen.
if? What do you mean if you
Yeah.
did that to me?
I know, it's part of the experiment. It's hilarious.
You're a
if
dick.
I covered you in a bucket full of poop again, would that be more or less offensive than if I covered you in a bucket full of semen?
Well, first off,
Kind of the same thing, right?
if I would be enraged either way.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I think with the bucket of semen, I'd be more impressed that you went to that effort.
Yeah.
You know, but that's a different. That's an entirely separate. That's an entirely separate thing here. What I'm trying to focus on here is the ecological impact of your plan.
Yeah, it'll stop.
That
It would make bird poop, cleaner, brighter.
it would make bird poop cleaner,
easier
but
to wash out.
it would destroy all plant and animal life in the country.
On the island.
On the islands, and that would be that'd be a bit problematic. I think you can agree.
Yeah.
You know, because
Getting the dads in there,
because we kind of need all that stuff for looking at and eating, and even the water itself for drinking. We kind of need that.
When was the last time you had a glass of water?
This morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You just sit around drinking water all day? You
Well-
and your buddies hanging out, we drink water. Come on, John, drink whiskey like a man.
You do realize water is a key ingredient in whiskey, right?
Yeah, that's why whiskey's awesome. Because it turns water into awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
One guy.
Let me put this in a context
Okay.
that you can understand.
I like context, yeah.
All right. If you were to put Daz in all of the water, right, there would be no more whiskey. You fucking moron.
Well, I don't know about that because whiskey usually takes, I believe it's at least 4 years to age into whiskey.
Yeah.
So we have at least 4 years worth of whiskey left. And if you stop drinking water and eating food and just drinking whiskey, you ain't gonna last 4 years.
Yeah.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah. See
Snake eats itself.
See, that's the thing. Your plan would bring about a horror dystopian landscape that only chronic alcoholism would be able to survive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You see
But
how
there'd be no poop.
Oh yeah,
The
but
birds won't poop on people anymore, though, wouldn't they?
yeah, but that would
I
be
mean,
that would
solve the problem, wouldn't it?
yeah, but you'd be causing a lot more problems.
I don't know. I mean, my job is just to stop birds pooping on people.
Okay,
And
okay.
like I said, why not make poop the ally?
All
Why
right.
fight the poop? Why not use the poop and get our clothes clean? I mean, you could say something. Sure, it'd be a dystopian future where nobody's able to survive, eat, or anything, live in anything other than pre-distilled alcoholic drinks. But people's clothes would be shiny.
Oh yeah,
Clothes,
absolutely.
I mean, your clothes would be sharp. They would be popping. People would see you in a hat and go, "My God, that hat is clean," because no birds pooping on it.
You got a point there.
Got
You
a great point right there.
Yeah, I don't think
I find it hard to argue the logic. I mean, it is. I mean, it'll work. And let's face it.
No, it's not the logic that I'm trying to fight here. It's more the urge to hit you.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, because what you're
Funny, a parking warden did that same thing to me this morning.
I know.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
weird.
But what I'm trying to say is your plan could bring about the end of all biological life on this island.
Well, certainly if we use non-bio, yeah.
Yeah. See that's the problem I'm having here. Especially if you use non-bio. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure the Ministry for Defence is listening right now and is very interested in your plan, just for different reasons. But I don't think that adding DAS to the water supply plus I'm fairly certain that you're advocating DAS and only DAS is because you have a financial stake in Lever Brothers.
If you want whiter than white bird poop, if you think the future's bright and it's whiter than white bright, you'll sign up for this policy.
Yeah, but as well as that,
hashtag DAS.
As well as that, say if the birds were to evolve to the point where they could process the DAS in the water, right?
My God.
Right. They would be raining chemical death upon anyone that they actually did poop on at that point. You see the problem here.
Yeah, but that's okay because we already got AA flat cannons from the original experiments. So we could just take them right out of the sky. Cheeky bird buggers.
Couldn't you just do that anyways and leave all the DAS out of this?
Got a pretty lucrative deal with DAS. Pretty good deal with DAS.
You bought a shitload in bulk, didn't you?
Tons of the stuff. I didn't realise you could buy so much if you buy it by the trailer full.
Right.
Sean, I got 42 tons of the stuff. The next 6 policies are going to be DAS and DAS based.
I think I'm going to have to say no to your policy.
No on a policy?
Because it's
the death, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's the death of all life, of all living things.
Yeah, it's the end of all life, and just reducing the country and possibly the continent to a chemical wasteland.
Yeah,
I think that is my main problem with this.
Yeah,
yeah. You can
I
see
knew that was going to be a stickler for you. I knew that was usually very stickly about the end of all life.
Yeah, I did. It's one of those things. It's like the Skynet thing. I just can't get behind free thinking AI. I can't.
Sean, look, I know the Red Party's part of policies. I know it's part of your mission statement.
You consider it regressive. I just consider it logically conservative.
Yeah,
that's the way.
Sean, that's fair
it's
enough.
Pragmatism.
But
I like existing.
I think
you see my issue here.
I think John Lennon's words are very, very poignant right now.
Go on.
I hope that one day you will be like us, and we could all be as one, without any life of any kind. Imagine.
See, I'm doing it right now, and I just can't get behind it. I'm sorry. I can't get behind it.
Sean, one day... Sean, I'm not here to oppress you. I'm here to enlighten you. One day you'll see my way of thinking.
Yeah, I'm voting no.
I'm voting no. You're voting no. That's a shame.
Yeah. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more policymakers' goodness in a minute.
Hashtag DAS.
Hello, this week's episode of Policymakers is actually sponsored by Policymakers because we are now on SoundCloud. That's soundcloud.com/policy-makers. So please come on and log on through SoundCloud. You could favourite us, you can leave us comments, you can even download some of your favourite episodes and listen to it whenever you like. So please log on to soundcloud.com/policy-makers and enjoy the rest of the episode.
And we're back.
We are back indeed.
Yeah, we had a nice cup of tea there.
Yep.
We discussed some of the finer points of our culture while you were gone.
Yes.
And we're back to talk about even more bird poop.
Even more bird poop. Straight back into the bird poop. Pressing issue. Pressing issue, you know.
So
Sean, please tell me of your policy.
Well, my policy is called... it's got a full title and a subtitle.
Oh,
yeah,
double title.
Yeah,
like it.
My policy is called "A Plan for a Better Tomorrow."
Wow.
With the subtitle, I came up with this while playing 80s arcade games.
Right.
Okay.
Wonderful title.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Now, birds. What do we know about them? They fly.
They do.
In the air. Usually quite horizontally.
Usually pretty horizontal.
Yeah, usually pretty horizontal.
Yep.
And, we're on the ground, they're in the air. Mm-hmm. There's not a whole lot we can do unless they're really low flying where you can just swing up and punch
like
them.
One of those pigeons up the top street and you get one.
Yeah. We're missing range. We lack the range to physically assault birds.
Yeah, I can dig that. Yeah, they have a habit of just generally being higher than us.
And like all problems that need to be solved, the answer is in late 80s, early 90s arcade games.
Okay, all right.
Specifically, Bubble Bobble.
Oh, a classic game.
You remember Bubble
I remember.
Bobble?
It was a brilliant game.
There's loads of,
how many euros did I put into that? How many pounds did I put into that?
You're playing like a little green dinosaur. Mm-hmm. There's bubbles flying over. Mm-hmm. You have to hit them with like a rail thing.
Yeah. Like you hit all the green ones. The green ones come down. You hit the blue ones.
And then they split them too, and you got to hit them again.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we need to do with birds. So, what the Red Party is putting forward is that every person in Ireland gets a wrist-mounted rail cannon.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, that just shoots up a big cable-like rail.
Like a wire.
Yeah, something. Like a big wire. And it'll attach itself to the top of the level. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the birds will just fly into it, and they'll fly into two smaller birds, and then you got to hit the smaller birds, and they'll split into two smaller birds, and eventually they'll just stop existing.
Your plans to give everyone in Ireland one of these rail guns?
Yes.
To fire up?
Yeah.
The top of the level?
Yeah.
Split the birds in half?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I
can see a couple of flaws.
Okay.
Already.
But we have tested this.
You've put this into the real world.
Yeah, we took primary school. It was secondary school. Sorry.
Okay.
It was a secondary school in Ballinasloe.
Right.
We gave all of them wrist-mounted cannons, like so, and we made them retractable because we're not made of money, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
And
used to use recycling.
You know, what we didn't factor into it was that they also played early 90s video games, and they just started shooting at each other, and then shouted, "Get over here!"
Yeah.
And yeah, it was,
yeah.
and then they started punching their classmates' heads clean off.
Yeah.
And it was a bit of a problem.
Bit of a debacle.
Yeah.
Was there any... Now, just out of an interest, is this the St. Column's School?
Yes.
That's the one that's like... it's got that big long bridge.
Yeah.
Above 10 stories of spikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine that would develop into a problem quite quickly.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And... You know, and of course, there is that one weird kid in the class who spits acid at people, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Joseph,
he's a weird little kid. Weird little kid. That time when he pulls his face off and just it's fucking strange.
Melted Susie.
Yeah,
strange. His father's such a nice man.
I know.
Great carpenter.
I don't know. You know, I didn't know him, but I knew his people. His people were grand.
They're all lovely people.
And
yeah,
then
his brother's playing for the minors.
Yeah, and then of course,
he's a great lad, like.
You know, but then of course, you know, his mother and father broke up, and she shacked up with a scorpion, and she shacked up with this thing, and it just kept spitting fucking acid everywhere, and
a person, I think, it's a question of discipline.
Yeah, and of course him wanting like a positive male role model in his life, he starts doing it too. It was all over the place. Yeah. But anyways, so what I'm suggesting is just shoot a rail up into the sky. They'll fly into it. Bish bash bosh. Birds are done.
Okay, well, first off,
the
main problem we have with with birds is that they don't have. There's no such thing as the top of the level of a country, or a nation, or the earth, or anywhere. In fact, outside of a small building, they all have just open air, big blue. We call it skies.
I'm sorry, I'm not following.
It's like a sky. It's like a big open thing.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not. Let's not get too much into that.
You don't try to blind me with science here, all right?
Okay. Let's not get too much into that. Another thing is that we don't. If you were to fire this rail up, what's to stop the birds from going left or right of this cable?
Oh, it'd be a thick cable. It'd be like about a foot across.
Right.
That's a big thick cable.
Yeah,
fairness.
It is.
You know, it's like an elevator cable.
Yeah. No, See, that's not really the problem. It doesn't really matter how thick it is, because a bird, by its nature, flies in the air.
Yeah.
And they could just go around said object, no matter how thick it was, unless it was the diameter of the Earth, which would bring forward a whole heap of problems. let's not, like you said, let's not get bogged down in the science of the problem.
Okay.
There's a problem in that once you hit the birds, which you can never do because there is no ceiling in the world, there is no top of the level, and also they can just move left or right of it, then you still have the problem of two smaller birds.
Yeah.
You have played Bubble.
Yes.
You realise there is a problem if every time you hit the bubble, two smaller bubbles occur.
Yeah.
Two smaller bubbles. So you'd start with a seagull, which would change the two doves.
Yeah.
The two doves into robins.
Yeah.
So on and so forth.
But you see,
bees, perhaps.
if the birds get smaller, then the poop that comes out of the birds gets smaller as well.
That is true. Yes.
So even if they do hit at that point, because they're smaller birds,
the poop will in fact be smaller.
Yeah, and easier to clean.
Yeah. Once again, I have a big problem with the fact that there's no top of the level. It's just not. Have you not? Do you understand how?
No. You shoot the thing up. Right?
You get the rail. It's a handheld rail. Right.
It attaches to the top of the level, and it stays there until the bird hits it.
Let's
see.
Let's try this again. We'll go step by step.
Okay.
So, what are the people using? They're like handrails. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a small.
Yeah, it's like a wrist-mounted thing. It's like a spring-loaded wrist-mounted thing. You know, you've played Assassin's Creed.
Something like that.
Sort of like the hidden blade in that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And it will fire a cable.
Yeah.
And the cable is wrapped up in this little thing.
Yeah.
And the cable goes up to the
top of the level.
Right. Okay. That's where you're falling down. There's no top of the level. Do you understand?
So what you're saying is, right?
Yeah.
That it would just keep on going.
It would just keep on going indefinitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then if it keeps on going, it's bound to hit something eventually.
Well, no, see, Sean...
Because then it'll just hit a plane, and then there's two smaller planes, and then more people can go on holidays. Great.
But, I see, once again, I think you're failing to understand... It doesn't have to hit anything, you see, Sean. It could just keep going on indefinitely.
Yeah.
Forever.
So it's like an infinite rail.
Well, I don't know the mechanics of the actual rail.
We don't have much range on these rails. They're only prototypes now.
Yeah, okay.
We can only get about 30, 40 feet, but that's enough to reach the top of the level.
Right, okay. No,
yeah.
Right. See, now, 30, 40 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of rail.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a lot of rail.
It goes right down your arm.
Yeah, I imagine probably a backpack or something, right?
Yeah.
Do you understand that once it reaches that 40 feet, what happens to the cable?
Yeah, it hits the ceiling of the level.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't, Sean, because there is no ceiling to the level. It just stops, and then it comes back down, because there's no top to the world.
Okay.
Okay, have you heard the phrase, Ireland is a beautiful country, it's a shame nobody roofed it?
Yes.
Right, okay.
I just assumed someone took that and went and did it.
No, because that would be physically impossible. I think you have been far too long playing arcade games. Building you a games room in Policymaker's Mansion might have been a misstep by me.
2.5 months of playing video games has taught me that there is a ceiling, and you hit. You know, I have finished Bubble. Do you have any idea how difficult that is?
It's quite the achievement. Yeah, I've seen your scores.
I mean, at the end of it, it's just like about 10 or 12 big balls, and you've got to hit every single one of them.
I know. I understand. It's very tricky. Sean, you have to remember that Bubble isn't real life. That the arcades aren't real.
No.
They're not. That's not the way world works.
No. I think you need to understand. You know, video games are real, and video games they granted, not every video game is real. I realized that Sonic the Hedgehog isn't real. I learned that when my brother tried to pick up 7 emeralds and 50 rings and thinking it would make him invincible and be able to run really fast. He got shot leaving the jewelers.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't.
It was a tragedy. I'm worried that you might be falling into the same hole as Johnny Sheridan.
Look, I may be my brother's brother, but I am not my brother. I understand the difference between fantasy and reality. Okay, I don't
see what I'm thinking happened was that Johnny Sheridan used to play a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah,
and the arcade machine next to Sonic the Hedgehog was Bubble, and perhaps once again...
No, it's about 2 or 3 down.
Perhaps
there was Cadillacs and Dinosaurs and...
okay. I think maybe once again you're
House of the Dead. House of the Dead, that was the one.
House of the Dead, excellent game. I think you're playing too many video games once again.
I don't follow.
How much money have you spent in 20p's in Bubble Bubble?
Last month's rent and this month's rent.
Yeah, that's too much money to be spending on video games. Not least of all because I could download that game for you for free. And I've noticed that you could convert that. You spend a lot of time converting your euros into old money. Which are now collector's items, which are even more expensive.
And going back in time.
Yeah, you're kind of misusing the... Look, once again, I think you're misusing the time machine. Sean, I'm hoping that you don't play... Maybe next week, not play any video games and go outside for a while. It's wonderful outside. They don't have a top of the level. It's just empty.
So you can like jump on platforms forever.
No. You can't jump on platforms. I mean, perhaps on a small platform you can jump on, but you can't. There's no double jump.
But
you can't get higher.
But like, are there elevating platforms?
There's no elevating platforms. There's elevators, but they're enclosed spaces to get you from one floor to the next. It's very practical.
So the rail thing would work in there.
Yeah, but there's no birds in a lift, is there?
Wow, you're blowing my mind.
I know.
You are blowing
I
my
know.
mind,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, Sean. Once again, I think it's time you left Policymakers Manor for a while. The games room is really getting to you. I mean, you're very pale lately.
But look. I don't have a problem with video games. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Look, I can stop anytime I like.
Yeah, Sean, what are you doing right now?
I'm playing Super Mario World in a Game Boy in my pocket.
Yeah, okay, don't do that. Okay, all right. Once again, try and turn it off. No, off. Okay, no, it's off. Okay.
I left it down.
Okay,
I left it down.
Keep it down there. Okay.
I left it down.
Okay,
I don't need to knock it off. I just left it down.
Open the window.
Okay.
You don't need to look at the game. I know there's instructions on the game, but you could just open the window without. No, don't leave that down. Okay, you don't need to touch that anymore. Okay. Okay. Now look outside. Now can you see a top on the sky outside?
Hang on. Okay, I'll just be away from the microphone for like 2 seconds here, okay?
He's just approaching the double glazing. Now can you see it? Can you see a top to the level?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's called clouds. They're just up in the sky. They're not solid. They're just
I'm
water vapor. Do you see, Sean? Sean. Okay, look, sit down.
Okay.
Come back over here. Look.
All right.
It's a solid policy idea.
Yeah.
Can't take that away from you.
All right.
Fortunately, I can't back it because it's not based on real world physics. It's based on the cult Japanese 1988 game Bubble Bubble.
Look. I understand physics. All right. I've played Burnout. I know what happens when cars crash. I understand.
That's a whole different kettle of fish. Let's not get involved in that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look.
Sean, you're gonna have to go to sleep and lie down for a while. When's the last time you slept?
May.
Yeah, that's okay. I can't back the policy, Sean. I just can't in good conscience back that policy. But I tell you what,
but it's solid. What are you talking about?
It's not really. Yeah, you're gonna have to go to bed for a while. Take a sleep.
Okay.
Think about birds. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't back that policy. The blue party is out.
The red policy is going ahead with this policy.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get rid of all the birds, man. I'm telling you right now.
Well. Right? I'm just try and stay away from the games just for like an hour, maybe half an hour.
All right, look.
Dad, put the Game Boy down. You don't need those games right now. Okay, you're fine.
Look.
It's fine. You don't need it. Okay. That's remember not real. This is real. And that is not real. Okay.
Oh, okay. So real.
Real.
But I can hold it in my hand. It's real.
Yes,
I can hold it in my hand.
I know you can hold it in your hand.
That's not
real. Mario's not a real person, okay? The little dinosaur isn't a real little dinosaur. Okay?
Are you talking about
They live in
Bob
Madagascar.
and Bob? They're my friends.
No.
They're my friends.
Sean, you're gonna have to get over the death of your brother at some stage. Okay, all right. You killed robbing a jewelry store, doing crystal meth, and playing a lot of Mario Kart. All right, a lot of Sonic even. Okay, so I'm not back in the policy, and I'm out.
No, he's still alive.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He got 100 rings.
It was
in
a
the last
tragedy,
level.
Sean. It's all over. It's all over, right? It's not your fault.
He got 100
It's
rings
not
in the
your
last level.
fault.
He got
It's
100.
not your fault, Sean. I know. Yeah. I know you told him to get it.
Why did you have to do it, Johnny?
I know you told him to get the rings. I know. Okay, we'll go to bed for a while, okay? No more bubble? Okay. This has been Policymakers. Sean Sheridan's asleep now. Hope you had fun listening to the show. I will see you all again next week. And go all in. And stay away from video games. Drugs kill.
You have been listening to Policymakers, a podcast written and produced by me, Senan Waldron, and Sean Sheridan. It was a Robot House production.
I think we had the same problem with the Rugby World Cup. We had that curse where we can't win the Rugby World Cup until we beat all of the teams in the Rugby World Cup and then win the Rugby World Cup.
That's not how tournament brackets work, I'm afraid. So, plus I think by the final, everyone would just be knackered, like.
Yeah, but we're also exactly. We're not going to do it in one day.
Like in between the.
We're not going to do it like.
No, but like in the 4 days between the semi-final and the final, Ireland just play Fiji to complete the set.
Yeah, and then the commentary's like, well, it's going to be a tough week for the two teams. Australia, of course, after winning that, will have to rest up and really get ready for the game. Ireland have to play 7 consecutive games in the next 2 days. It's quite a challenge, Ron, but I think they're up for it. Including the team that they had just beaten earlier that day.
But here's the thing. They're also a team in the World Cup. They have to beat themselves. After they beat the other 6 or 7 teams,
that's fucking meta.
They have to go out in the desert and take a shitload of peyote and confront their demons, and then be back in Pretoria by 3 o'clock for